One more June 23rd has passed in our lives. A day that remains one of the darkest in aviation history. A day when terrorists bypassed aviation security. A day when 329 innocent passengers lost their lives in the Atlantic Ocean. A tragedy that changed aviation security forever. It transformed the way airports screen passengers and baggage, and reminded the world that security is the final barrier between ordinary people and extraordinary acts of violence. This video is dedicated to the thousands of aviation security professionals who work every single day to keep our skies safe. Most passengers never see their hard work. Many never know the challenges they face. Yet their vigilance protects millions of lives every single year. Because behind every secure flight is someone making sure another June 23rd never happens again. This is the story of Air India Flight 182, the security failures that made the attack possible, the investigation that followed, and the lessons every AVSEC professional should remember. Special thanks to director Sturla Gunnarsson and producer David York for their outstanding documentary, Doc Zone, Air India 182. Selected archival visuals from their documentary have been used to enhance this presentation. We encourage you to watch the full documentary. The link is in the video description. Let's begin.
June 23rd, 1985. A calm summer morning over the Atlantic Ocean. Nearly 200 miles off the coast of Ireland, a Boeing 747 is cruising at 31,000 feet. Everything appears normal. Passengers are sleeping. Flight attendants continue their duties. The crew prepares for the next routine handoff. No one on board knows it yet, but within minutes, they will become part of one of the deadliest acts of aviation terrorism in history.
Air India Flight 182 is nearing Irish airspace.
The aircraft has crossed thousands of miles without incident. Inside the cockpit, everything looks routine. Then, air traffic controllers at Shannon call the flight. No response. They try again. Silence. A third call follows. Still nothing. At first, it seems like a communication problem. But it isn't. Something far more devastating has already happened.
Without warning, Flight 182 disappears from radar.
No distress call. No emergency declaration. No indication that anything is wrong. One moment the aircraft is there. The next, it is gone. On board are 329 people. To understand why Flight 182 was targeted, investigators must travel back several years. Back to India. Back to a period of deep political and religious tension. In 1983, armed Sikh militants occupy the Golden Temple. The shrine is one of Sikhism's holiest sites. As the crisis grows, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi authorizes military intervention. The operation becomes known as Operation Blue Star. The assault shocks Sikhs around the world. For many, it is seen as an unforgivable act. For a small number of extremists, it becomes a call for revenge. Months later, the conflict escalates dramatically. On October 31st, 1984, Indira Gandhi is assassinated by two of her Sikh bodyguards. India erupts. Anti-Sikh riots sweep across the country. Thousands lose their lives. Entire communities are devastated. Across the world, anger grows. And within extremist circles, plans begin to take shape. Canada becomes a focal point, home to one of the largest Sikh populations outside India. It is here that members of the extremist group Baba Khalsa begin preparing a response. Their target is carefully chosen. Not a government building, not a military installation. An airliner, Air India, a flying symbol of the Indian state.
On June 4th, 1985, Baba Khalsa leader Talvinder Singh Parmar meets a man named Inderjeet Singh Rayat. Rayat is a mechanic, but he also possesses technical skills. Skills that will soon be used for a deadly purpose. Over the following weeks, he purchases dynamite, batteries, blasting caps, electronic relays, timing devices. Individually, the items appear harmless. Together, they form the components of a bomb. June 22nd, 1985. The plot enters its final stage. 2 airline tickets are purchased. Both are designed to move baggage onto Air India flights. The bombs are hidden inside suitcases. The timing devices are armed. The countdown has begun. At Vancouver International Airport, a man using the name M. Singh approaches a check-in counter. He carries a dark brown suitcase. He requests that the luggage be transferred all the way to Air India Flight 182. The request creates a problem. His connecting reservation cannot be confirmed. Normally, that should have stopped the process. But the passenger insists. After several discussions, the suitcase is accepted. It is tagged and sent on its journey. Nothing appears unusual. No one realizes it at the time. But that single decision will help determine the fate of 329 people. The passenger never boards the aircraft. His suitcase does. Elsewhere, a second passenger checks baggage destined for another Air India flight through Tokyo. He too disappears before boarding. A second bomb is now moving through the international baggage system. 2 devices, 2 targets, 1 coordinated attack. Hours later, the Vancouver suitcase arrives in Toronto. Ground crews transfer luggage toward Air India Flight 182. Then, an unexpected obstacle emerges. The airport's baggage X-ray system fails. Operations slow. Security procedures become more complicated. For a brief moment, the conspiracy hangs in the balance. Security personnel bring in portable explosive detection equipment. One by one, the bags are tested. Then comes the suitcase. The detector reacts. An alarm sounds, a warning, a chance. Perhaps the final chance to stop what is about to happen. But the signal appears weak. Investigators later believe it may have been dismissed as a false indication. The bag is cleared and loaded onto the aircraft. Passengers begin boarding. Children carry toys and books. Parents settle into their seats. Some travelers are returning home. Others are beginning vacations. Flight attendants welcome passengers aboard. Beneath their feet, hidden deep within the cargo hold, a bomb quietly counts down the minutes. At 8:15 p.m., the Boeing 747 Emperor Kanishka departs Toronto. The aircraft climbs into the night sky. Its route will carry it to Montreal, then across the Atlantic, then onward to India. On board are 329 souls. Most expect to arrive safely the following day. None know their journey is already doomed. As Flight 182 heads eastward, the second bomb approaches its own deadline. At Narita Airport in Japan, ground crews unload baggage. The device is only moments away from detonation. At 6:19 a.m., the bomb explodes. The blast tears through baggage facilities at Narita. 2 baggage handlers are killed instantly. Investigators later determined the device was intended for an Air India aircraft. Its timer activated too early. The attack fails, but the first bomb remains airborne. And it is still counting down. High above the Atlantic, Flight 182 continues normally. The Boeing 747 cruises at 31,000 feet. Passengers sleep. Cabin lights glow softly. The crew prepares for the next radio handoff. There are no warnings, no unusual indications, no reason for concern. Everything appears normal. Shannon Air Traffic Control calls the aircraft. No response. Controllers try again. Nothing.
India 182,
Again.
Shannon.
Silence. By the time they realize something is wrong, Flight 182 no longer exists
Air
as
India
a functioning
182
aircraft.
at this time. He's not talking to us.
Then, at approximately 7:14 a.m., the bomb detonates. A violent explosion rips through the cargo compartment.
The blast shatters the aircraft's structure. Cabin pressure collapses instantly. The Boeing 747 begins to break apart. Thousands of feet above the ocean, passengers have no time to react, no opportunity to escape. Within seconds, the giant airliner disintegrates. Flight 182 is gone. Wreckage rains into the Atlantic Ocean. Fragments scatter across miles of open water. Rescue crews rush toward the scene. Ships and aircraft search desperately. But there is nothing to rescue. All 29 people aboard have perished. The investigation that follows becomes a global effort. Investigators examine debris from both explosions. Among the wreckage from Narita, they discover critical evidence. The bomb had been hidden inside a Sanyo tuna. Its construction matches materials linked to Inderjit Singh Rayat. Piece by piece, the conspiracy begins to reveal itself. The investigation stretches on for years. It becomes one of the longest and most expensive criminal investigations in Canadian history. Suspects are identified. Arrests are made. Courtrooms fill. Yet proving the full conspiracy proves extraordinarily difficult. In the end, only Inderjit Singh Rayat is convicted for his role in constructing the bombs. Many questions remain unanswered. Today, the bombing of Air India Flight 182 remains Canada's deadliest act of aviation terrorism. 329 lives were lost. Men, women, children, entire families. A journey that began like any other, ended in unimaginable tragedy. The lessons learned from that day transformed aviation security around the world. But for the families left behind, the loss never ended. And the name, Emperor Kanishka, will forever be remembered as a symbol of both tragedy and remembrance.